What's up, YouTube? Me and my boss man, Marky here. Say hi, Marky. Are wanting to make a short video before we go to sleep. So I just went outside. Maybe you can see the water on my glasses, and I'm wearing these because I am getting new lenses put in my frames, which I love, so I'm reusing them. And I also just got a haircut, so I had them cut my bangs really short, so I wouldn't have to go back for a while because that's who I am. If you can put that into a haircut quiz and figure something out about me, go ahead. But I want to make a video about my earrings. Okay, so I have 4 gold hoops, and I'm not just saying gold. These are actually all solid gold. They're 16 gauge. And I guess I'm going to start with the story of the piercings. And I'm going to change the camera so we can look at Marky. I think? No, I'll leave it like this. I'll leave it like this. This is good. I'll just point at my ears when we need to hear about that, but you can just listen to me talk and watch Marky be cute. Okay, so we're going to talk about the bottom piercing. The first one, closest to my face. I got that one when I was like 12 or 13. I got it at a mall because I had been wanting one for a while, because, you know, all girls in middle school seem to have earrings and it's really pretty, and then if you're one of the few girls without earrings, you're like, oh my god, I'm not as pretty, Mom, I need earrings. But I was also like scared of needles, so that was, I went back and forth on it for a while, and one time we went to a mall and they had like this really weird, it looked like a doctor dentist chair thing with like a gun attached to some crazy arm, and you would lay in the chair and then the arm would come down to your ear and then it would like pierce your ear with the attached gun or something. And maybe I dreamed this up, but it seemed really real. And we were in line and the line was really long, and by the time we got to the front I was like, oh hell no. So we didn't do that. But then my mom was like, oh, this nice German lady works at this mall, and she has her own little jewelry shop, and it's nice and sweet and cute and small, and she has special earrings that are for sensitive ears, and she pierces ears there, and she's really nice. So me and my sister both went when I was like 13 and got our ears pierced there, and she did use a gun, but at least she did a good job about it. Like, she had to sit down and she actually marked the spots and had our mom make sure that they were straight first, not like at Claire's where they just like, oh, haha, YOLO, psh, psh. Oh yeah, one's on each ear, perfect. Like, no, at least she did her job right and took her time to line it up, because we were like the only people in there anyways. And she gave us each a little chocolate, like, ladybug, you know, like, it was like the round chocolate in a cute foil that looked like ladybug, and then on the bottom it had like a cardboard taped to it with little legs. It was so cute. And, yeah, she was really nice. So those healed fine. Like I said, I got them when I was 13, which I think is better than getting them when you're like, some people pierce their babies, like 1-year-old babies or whatever. But yeah, I got those when I was 13, and they healed fine. The earrings she used, I think, were for sensitive ears, or they might have actually been gold. I'm not sure, but they were some studs, and they had the butterfly backs, obviously, because she used a gun. But yeah, and then I just had those one single earring in each ear for a long time, until actually last year I went and then I got my cartilage pierced on this ear here, and I had wanted that since I was like 13 too. Because, you know, it was one of those trendy things in middle school, at least when I was in middle school, and like all the cool girls had it, and like if you had it, that meant you were like hot or something. And so I wanted that, but it obviously didn't happen until I was an adult and paid for it myself. And unfortunately, it ended up being placed right where the glasses I had at the time touched my ear. And I don't know why me or the piercer didn't think to look at that and make sure that that wouldn't happen, but it did. And it didn't hurt when I put my glasses on, but I could feel it like make the little click noise when I put them on and off, and that was enough to make it upset. And also, For my job, we have to wear a mask. So every time I put the mask on and off, it would catch on it too, like not rip at it, but at least touch it. So there was just too much movement going on that it never healed. And I tried changing out the earring, like we did the shorter bar after a while, and then I tried a hoop because I was like, well, my hair and stuff gets stuck on the bar, maybe a hoop is better. But then the hoop was moving, and I was like, so I just took it out. I like tried to heal it for probably at least a year, and then I was like, this is not working. I'm taking it out. And then I was like, well, now I feel boring because I only have one earring in each ear. So then I went and got a second one, and I was like, oh, I like this. And then I was like, I should do 3 or 4 or 5. So I got the second one done at the same shop that did my cartilage because they did a good job. They're called Adorn, and they did a really good job. They sell nice jewelry there. They only sell like titanium and like surgical grade steel, and they have gold. So I got the titanium bar, which I think is the only standard like stud bar they have, and then a gold top. So I had a star up here, which was another problem with that one, honestly. The star was small, and stars have 5 points, so every time it would move, it would like be scratching. And then eventually, because the star was so tiny, and I got the star because it was cute, but also because it was small, so it was one of the cheapest. It was only like 85 bucks, because like gold is expensive, people. So, anyway, yeah, it kept like getting in there, and then one of the points dug in after a while, and after that it was over for the star. Like it had to be something else. So that's when I changed it to a hoop. But yeah, it almost ended up eating the star a few times because once one of the corners dug in, it was like already making its way into the ear. Anyway, that's gross. So yeah, that didn't work. There was a lot of stuff that happened with that, but it didn't work. Okay, so I went back and got the second ones done. And I just got some slightly bigger, like square studs that time because I thought that would be safer than the star. They were big enough that they wouldn't go through the hole, and they weren't as pointy. So that did work. Those healed. And then I put in some hoops that I already had. And the problem with those hoops was the gauge where they go through the ear was like 18, but the outside was like 16. So when they would rotate around, the bigger part would keep going in and out of the hole and like kind of ripping at it. And even when the hole is fully healed, it's just not so comfortable, and I don't know, I didn't like it. So I did end up getting the solid gold hoops from that same place, from Adorn, for the second hole after a while. And in the first hole, I can put almost anything I want because it's been healed for over 10 years. So it can tolerate a lot of stuff. My ears are sensitive, so if I put in some cheap made in China crap from like, I don't know, some flea market or the Dollar Tree, like, my ear gets mad after a couple hours, and especially after a day. Like, if I want to wear some cute, super cheap jewelry for like an event, it'll work for a couple hours, but not much longer than that before it starts getting pissed. So, but I did have some gold ones that are bigger, and they just click in the back, the hoops that like click into the thing. Yeah, okay. So I have bigger gold hoops for here that were not continuous. They click in the back, but because that one's healed, it didn't matter. And then I got these ones for that. And then I was like, I want more piercings, okay? Like I said 2 minutes ago, then got sidetracked. I wanted piercings up to where the closest point between this part of the ear and this part of the ear is, which is right here. So that's where people typically get a conch piercing, and then they put that big hoop that goes around, which I think is cute, but I don't think it would go well with what I have going on. But anyway, I wanted them all the way up to there. And we have it following kind of like this natural curve of the ear, which I like. And I thought I was going to get 5 to fit in there, but only 4 fit. And let me tell you where I got these last 2 done. So this was when I was 13. This was at the shop called Adorn, the second one. And then the last 2 on each ear, I actually ordered a professional. It said professional, caution, stop, do not use unless you're a professional. Piercing kit on Amazon. Yeah, I know, gasp, oh my god. But here's the thing. I am really cheap, and I want to save money anywhere I can. And holy crap, that Adorn place is expensive. Like, one earring is usually over $100 there. So that means one, not one pair. So if you get one pair, it's at least $200. And then it's $35 per piercing. And if you're getting each ear pierced in the same spot, I think it counts as a pair, which they'll do that for $35. But like, you get up to like 300 plus really fast going there, okay? Just for like a piercing. So I was like, I can save some money. I got this whole kit on Amazon for $12. It had like a bunch of needles, and they weren't just normal needles. They were actually the hollow piercing needles, and they each came individually wrapped with ethylene oxide gas, and they'd been sterilized, and it came with a bunch of jewelry, which should have been a red flag, because to get like 20 pieces of jewelry in a kit with needles all for $12, you know that jewelry is like the trashiest metal they could find. But the needles worked fine, okay? So, long story short, I got one of my friends to pierce my ears. And we did a lot of research first, which actually, that's how I found this channel on YouTube called Rolly. And he's a British guy, and he reacts to piercings, and especially at-home piercings and piercings gone wrong, and, you know, nasty piercings that aren't healed properly and stuff. So I watched a bunch of his at-home piercing fails, like piercing fail videos, to see what to not do, because he'll be like, he'll pause it, and then he'll be like, oh my gosh, they should have done this and this and this, and if you're gonna do that, at least do it this way, and blah, 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 trot along, bitch. Like, that's his saying, his trot along, bitch. And he's really great. You should watch him. But I watched what to not do from there. And so I was also worried about marking them, because we're going to have 2 more. So I didn't want to just randomly place them, which a lot of people who do piercings at home do. First of all, they use like a safety pin, and then they like heat it up with a lighter, like that's going to sterilize it or something. Like, well, now you just have burnt shit going into your ear too. Congratulations. Like, what? And they won't even mark it. They'll just like stick the safety pin wherever. Oh my god. And then they use the safety pin as the earring. Like, I don't know, man. Anyway, we obviously didn't do that. So I was like, oh crap, we need like surgical ink. Like, we can't just use whatever the heck pen. And so I was looking up surgical ink on like the internet, and just using the general internet wasn't working that well. So I went to Google Scholar, and I was like, surgical ink requirements, and I was going to look up like the ingredients and percentages, and then compare it to like different markers that they were selling on eBay as surgical markers. And it turns out that Sharpie is actually approved to be used in surgery rooms, because it has a high enough alcohol content that it will kill any germs. So in Rolly's videos, he does mention that a lot, like, oh, they're using the fucking Sharpie, like, but actually, out of everything that's wrong in that video, that's not one of the things, because Sharpie is approved to be used for surgery in hospitals. So, fun fact, there. So he had one of those fine tip Sharpies, and we used that, and man, I made him redo the dot like so many times to get it perfect, and he was like, dude, can you just hurry up? Like, I want to get about my day of like taking naps and like watching TV or whatever he does. So after many attempts, we did the top one first. So the top one is right below where this natural like crease in the ear ends, and I think the placement is really great. I hope you can see this. Like, yeah, that's how we decided the placement for the top piercing there. And then the middle one, obviously, if you have all 3 points except the middle point, you can just kind of like, oh, this is the line, that's where the point would be along the line. So that's how we did that. And if I wanted to have 5, they would have been all crammed in there, and don't think that would have been good. So also, now that I have all gold hoops, 4 is way cheaper than 5. So the way I decided I wanted all gold is well, first of all, when we did pierce them, we put the jewelry from the piercing kit in there, which was the dumbest idea ever. My ears were pissed. They did not like it. And finally, I put my own earrings in that were gold from the original piercing I had, but because they were butterfly backs, you cannot do 2 or 3 butterfly backs in a row. Like right here, absolutely not. They all crunch together and it's terrible, especially if you sleep and roll on your side. Oh my god, rip your ear. Like literally. So, I was putting the hoops I had in, but because they weren't fully healed and the hoops I had weren't continuous, it wasn't really working that well. And then I put some of my studs from Adorn in, and that was okay, but my hair kept catching on it because I needed a different size bar and blah blah blah. And there is so much fuss when you use bars. Like, everybody thinks studs are the most basic for earrings, but no. Like, when you get your ear pierced, it swells, and then you get a big bar because of the swelling, and then as the swelling goes down, it catches on stuff, so you have to get a smaller bar. And like, you can end up downsizing that thing like 4 times before it's the actual size it's going to be. And then if something happens to it, you might have to upsize it again because swelling. Like, oh my god, but if it's a hoop, it's a hoop. Like, it can swell a decent amount there, and it's fine. So I was like, this is worth the investment, because every time my ear got knocked or something pulled on the bar, it would get kind of aggravated, and then I would have to go do the saline spray stuff twice a day, and I probably went through like 10 cans of saline spray, and they're only $10 a can, but like, dude, that adds up. Like, and also time and aggravation, you know, like, I just want my peace. I just want my earrings to be healed. Like, it's been over a year and it's still not, like, I don't know. So then I just was like, okay, I'm just gonna suck it up and pay and get all gold continuous hoops and never worry about it again. And you know what? Within a month, completely healed. And here we are, our gold continuous hoops. So now I can joke around about that I'm invested in the gold market, because my ears have about $1,000 worth of gold in them, and you can call this a flex if you want, but I don't really care, because I guess here's another flex for you. I was a valedictorian in my high school. I worked my butt off for that. I went to Georgia Tech for chemical engineering. I worked my butt off for that too. That was so hard, but I did it. And now I have a really good job as a chemical engineer because I worked my butt off to get good grades and a good degree my entire life. And yes, I do make a decent amount of money. And yes, I can afford $1,000 of gold in my ears. So I don't think it's a flex if you spent literally your whole life earning it, okay? My opinion. But yeah, that's my earring story. And this is my cute cat who is sleeping again. This is like an office chair I found in the dumpster, and it's like kind of ripped on the cushion. So I just put a blanket on top of it, and ever since we brought it in, Marky's just decided that this is like his throne. And I've been calling him Boss Man because it's like an office chair, so he looks like the boss. But yeah. Thanks for listening to my rant. If you like rants and stuff and want to see more cute pets and random talky videos and also DIYs and how to save money and finances and stuff like that and investing, then definitely consider subscribing to our channel here, Squeaky Sassy. And we also have an Instagram page, and that's pretty much just pictures of the pets being cute. So if you're just here for the pets, definitely go over to Instagram and check that out if you want to get Marky and the pigs on your feed regularly. But yeah, if you liked this video or if it was helpful at all, please give it a like and consider subscribing. And thanks for watching. Bye.